Today in a Spanish private lesson, we used lingua cups to create free-flowing conversation where verbs are cups and vocabulary is the content. And we had completely free-flowing conversation in Spanish just by filling in verb cups with vocab. Look, I'll do a private lesson, sample lesson with anyone, schedule permitting. I have a certain amount of time through a Calendly link. Just join the school, DM me. We'll do a lesson with you. You'll be speaking Spanish instantly. Join school right now. Links in the description and send me a message. Questions are at the top, statements at the bottom. And so when we first saw the cups, my guy said, "Oh, I saw your video about that," or this. He said, "Vi tu video sobre esto." And maybe we weren't sure on the conjugation. Is it ver? What's ver? So vi, I told him just take the verb for granted. Just know that vi means what you want it to mean. Take it for granted. That's a constant. Tu video as a variable. So vi tu video. And I said, "Oh, so you saw a video. So viste mi video sobre esto?" And he said, "Sí, vi tu video sobre esto." I said, "Okay, muy bien. Well, tell me something true." Well, I woke up at 4 this morning. Me desperté a las 4 hoy en la mañana, which I guess is early. It took a second to figure out, oh, what's that despertarse? Oh, is that a reflexive verb? Is this past, this, that? So just take the verb for granted. That's your container. It's a verb container, a verb cup. Me desperté. The variable is at what time? Because you could say I woke up at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everyone can have a different answer. You can say me desperté a las 4, 5, 6, 7 hoy en la mañana. He said, but I got up at 5 though. So me levanté a las 5, which means that I stayed in bed for 1 hour. So me quedé en la cama por una hora. We were like, what's that quedarse? What's that? Is that a reflexive verb? All of that intellectualizing that you're supposed to do in Spanish class. Just take the verb for granted. Me quedé. That's the verb. Soon it'll all start looking familiar. Anyways, me quedé en la cama por una hora, 2 horas, 3 horas. You could fill in the blank. This leads us to the question answer on the whole thing. So I said, what time did you wake up today? It's like, let's review what we talked about. ¿A qué hora te despertaste hoy? He said, oh, me desperté a las 4 hoy en la mañana. I said, ¿a qué hora te levantaste? He said, me levanté a las 5. Oh, so did you stay in bed for an hour then? He said, ¿te quedaste en la cama por una hora? Entonces, and he goes, yes, me quedé en la cama por una hora. We also went as far as showing how the answer is contained by the question. So verbs contain vocabulary and questions contain answers. So it's a bit of a Russian doll situation. Anyways, later he said, yeah, I'm trying to learn Spanish. Estoy tratando de aprender español, we started with. And it was like, why is there a day there? Why? People like to go, why? I don't know. Just take it for granted. If estoy tratando de, I'm trying to. That's the constant. It's the verb container. Later, he said to Fabio, the Spanish teacher, he says, ¿Estás tratando de aprender japonés? Really? ¿De verdad? He said, no, I'm not trying to learn Japanese. No, estoy tratando de aprender japonés. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that it's difficult to learn that language because the letters and the pronunciation are very different. That became the thing we wanted to say. It takes 2 verb starting points. Lo que estoy diciendo es que es muy difícil aprender ese idioma. We're talking about some language. Why? Because that's a bridge between the 2 containers. Porque las letras y la pronunciación son muy diferentes. That was our thing. This was all blank when we started. You understand? We created it as we go. Later he said, Spanish is the only language that I've tried to learn. Or you could say Spanish is the only language that I'm trying to learn. There's a fork in the road and you just choose what you want to say. So one way is el español es el único idioma que he tratado de aprender, or he tratado de practicar, or he tratado de hablar. There's even variables there. Or el español es el único idioma que estoy tratando de aprender ahora. Finally, we got to that subjunctive mood where everyone goes, oh no, it's going to take me another 10 years to understand how that works. Well, just give me one example on it. Shouldn't be too bad. We said, I hope you keep learning a lot with us. And not even with us, like with anyone, but that's just what we said here. So, espero que sigas aprendiendo mucho con nosotros.